welcome to another episode in my Mortal Realms series. In this episode, we're going to be having a look through the pages of issue 7. So let's get to it. First of all, before we get started, please make sure that you click that subscribe button and the bell icon next to it so you get the notifications when I upload videos. There's plenty of links down below as well for social media, groups, Facebook, everything. Check out the Chilling Network website. And finally, there are some affiliate links and ways to support the channel if you wish to do so. Now let's get to it. So in this issue we get some paint. So we got the layer Stormhost Silver, which is cool. So it looks like we're going to be doing some edge highlighting, and Ratcliffe Flesh Shade, which is great for shading in all that gold. So it's a good I mean, you're not making a lot of money on this issue, but as a whole, as the whole series altogether, it still works out massively cheaper. So don't look at these issues as, oh, it's only paint. Look at it as an opportunity to catch up on the extra information that will be in here, because those pages that they're not spending on building, they'll put in extra information about the environment, the armies and everything like that. So we'll get to it anyway. So $7.99, good price. And we have discover more storm hosts, learn to use shade paints, and new rules to play through. Sweet. All right, so we get a little message from the editor there, and of course we have our index here, always handy to hold on to those. And then we have our storm hosts here. So there are different storm hosts. Some are branched off from like the founding storm hosts, like the Hammers of Sigma, and there's different ones that are created under different circumstances. So and you know, sort of pulled from different types of heroes from different realms and stuff. So each one has a slightly different character and trait, and it's also shown in their heraldry as well. So for example, the Sigmarite Brotherhood are recruited from the metallic lands of Chamon. This storm host is known for its ever advancing shield walls and the strict discipline of its infantry. And the Knights of Azir believe that they should know their prey as well as themselves. This knowledge of their foes often means they have won a battle before blades are drawn. Ooh. So yeah, there's lots of great little bits of information on different storm hosts there. So if you want to mix up your painting schemes, then you've got the opportunities there. And then of course Celestial Vindicators, which are one of the more well-known storm hosts, are vengeance given form. To see them fight is to witness a hurricane of Sigmarite descend upon their foes. Nice. So here, like, you can see the heraldry. It's different color. Each bit is a different color as well, like the lightning, the anvil up there with the lightning strike on it, and yeah, it's pretty cool. And then of course we have a Celestial Vindicator here, and it's just slapping some chaotic butt there. And it says, although they are all organized in a similar fashion with the same basic structure, there are many differences between each of the storm hosts. The Hammers of Sigma are known to have a very large extremis chamber, and the Lords were the first to create a bond between man and Dracoth. The Anvils of Heldenhammer have many relictor temples known as Black Sepulchres. The Astral Templars filled many monster-slaying paladins in their exemplar chambers, and so on and so forth. So, you know, there's lots of variances in them, but it gives it character, so they're not just cookie-cutter armies, essentially. Moving on to here, the Stormcast Eternals, we learn about the rites of reforging. So here it goes on not only about the process in which the Stormcast Eternal is formed, but how they are reforged. So every time one dies or is slain in combat, they get whipped back into the realm of Azir, and they go through a process of reforging, which brings them back to life. Unfortunately, it does take a little bit from their personality. So every time that they die, they're sacrificing a bit more of their soul and their personality, and they're becoming a bit more of just a killing machine rather than the person they were. So their memories are fading, stuff like that. It shows in some of the characters as well. So we've got some cool characters here, like Garrus Direblade. He's just getting angrier every time. But wouldn't you? And there's a bit on Dahlia Sorrow Shield. Can you imagine just like constantly dying, being reforged, losing more of yourself, and you're just like, yeah, I'm just doing my duty. It's madness. The Age of Chaos. So here in the realms, we learn about the Age of Chaos. We learn about how they spread. So the touch of chaos found its way into the mortal realms through the tiniest cracks. It took the advantage of people's desires and weaknesses among both the powerful and the poor. As these people turned and embraced the power of chaos, the cracks opened wider. Eventually, the chaos energy became powerful enough that it burst through tainted realm gates and the spells of foolish wizards. So, essentially, all it takes is just a little bit of corruption, and chaos can set foot in any realm. And before you know it, you're overrun. And yeah, it's not good at all. Like each chaos god has got their nefarious way to twist people, but it just starts with little whispers and gatherings, and before you know it, you've got full-blown armies knocking on your door. It goes on to say how Azarheim was the last bastion of order, so the realm of Azir largely remained untouched by chaos. There was a great purging after the gates were closed and the Stormcast were forged of Azir, just to make sure that there wasn't any chance of chaos getting a foothold. But yeah, no, I mean, just imagine how many innocent people must have died just for that, let alone after the realm gates closed. So a lot of people got left behind. And then we learn a bit about Negash. Now, he is a very, very old character. He even predates Sigma himself. And he's always prided himself on his necromantic abilities. And as the time's gone on, he's seen himself as the god of death. He's seen souls as his. And so if you take souls away like Sigma is doing, he's not going to be too pleased. So even though they had a nice little thing going on, didn't last very long. Negash was once the fortress mountain that Negash called home. It was destroyed by the forces of chaos in brutal siege. Negash later became the Nagashiza later became the foundation for the obsidian pyramid at the heart of Nagash's realm. So yeah, he's had his butt whipped a couple of times, and he doesn't mind too much because he just reforms over time, and that's what we've got. He's got time, you know, because he's the god of death. But yeah, when the chaos invasion came, they really did do a number on him. And everyone in his realm had to hide away, so he's back with a vengeance now. The Realms, Fury of the Reforged. So this is a nice little story here on an ogrid just absolutely smacking a prosecutor about. It's a good read, I'm not going to spoil it, but it is like a nice little story, so definitely read that on the toilet. And now we've got how to paint, so we're going to be using our Reichling Flesh Shade and our Stormhost Silver. So we'll be shading all that stuff in, and then once we're done with that, it looks a lot better. We're going to be dry brushing. Okay, so that's a lot easier than edge highlighting. It's a lot quicker as well. and you get a nice finish there, so that's cool. And then we've got Scouring the Tombs. So this is our little scenario here. So what new rules do we get in this one? We get the 2 wound rolls. So previously we had moving, we had hero phase, shooting, and piling, and whenever you went into combat you just rolled to hit and then you took the damage. Now you have to roll to wound, so it reduces your chances of causing damage to your opponent, but it does mean that the games sort of balance out a bit more. So go through that, and we'll do that in another video, definitely. And then we have some updated war scrolls here, so you can play on from there. And that's that. So that's a pretty good issue, actually. Next up, we have the Celesta Ballistia and Canta Blue. Cool. So we're going to be adding more detail to our models. And then issue 9, we get reinforcements of more Sequitors and Castigators to flesh out those units that we have. Awesome. So that's that. Thank you again for watching. Please let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.